A catfish? Really, Predators fans? You're gonna throw a freaking catfish onto our ice? Alright, finally. Now everybody can shut up. The Ducks won. Series tied. All good. Okay, if it feels like I'm barely trying at the beginning of this video, it's because I'm only doing what the Ducks do. You know, because screw playing that whole 60-minute thing. That's a bunch of crap. However, in 40 minutes of play, the Ducks managed to get a win. The Ducks tied the series 1-1 in Game 2 with a 5-3 win over Nashville. And the Ducks started off Game 2 exactly like Game 1. Slow as molasses, no effort. Pretty much acting like they didn't want to be there, and Nashville took full advantage of it. About 5 minutes into the first period, Nashville scores on a defensive breakdown play by both defensemen and covering winger Andrew Cogliano. It all starts with Montour on the rush, playing up on the play. Hampus Lindholm on the right board tried to pinch in on the puck against Arvidsson, and he didn't get a good look at it. Cogs also pinched in too instead of covering the D, which left Ryan Johansson right up the middle, wide open. Arvidsson fed a beautiful pass to him, and he had a breakaway. He fakes Gibson out and goes to the right side, and it's 1-0 Nashville just like that. I'd like to see some more awareness from the Ducks overall defensively. Hampus should have known Montour was playing up on the play and be a little more conservative on that. At the same time, Cogliano should have seen that and also have covered over to the D instead of moving in to try to help out Lindholm. Nevertheless, 1-0 bad guys. Holy hell, and then a few minutes later, James Neal scores the greatest and worst goal I've ever seen in my life. So we have Gibby looking around because there's a defenseman and a Nashville forward in front of him. So he's looking around, trying to find the puck. Has no idea it's to his right side when James Neal just looks at it. He's like, wait, okay. He just walks it right in. Even his mind was blown that the net was that wide open and Gibson had no idea where the puck was. I mean, honestly, that was laughable. At the same time, though, I was ready to pull my hair out at that moment. Looking back on it now, though, it was a hilarious play. Just don't do it again, Gibby. But honestly, that first period was god-awful. Pretty much nothing going the Ducks' way in the first period. They're slow, they're flat, their passes aren't landing. Nashville's going right through them every way imaginable. And John Gibson gave up a what-the-hell goal. I mean, what's it going to take for the Ducks to actually come back, right? It all starts with Ondrej Kase. Kase draws a penalty right in front of Pecorine, and the Ducks go on the power play for the first time. And just like their Game 1 power plays and pretty much all postseason long, it did not look good. They couldn't get into the zone. Their neutral zone play was not on par. It took a real, what in the hell moment for the Ducks to actually get the puck all the way to the right side with Vatanen on the rush. Nobody on them, and he just skates it right up and just rips it, deflects off of Yossi's stick and up and through Rene, and we're now at 2-1 Nashville at the end of the first. So obviously, I don't have to tell you that's a huge momentum boost. Going down 2-1 versus going down 2-0 with no momentum, that's a huge difference maker and something the Ducks definitely took advantage of later in the game. And whatever Carlisle told them in the locker room in the first intermission worked, because the Ducks came out right away, and not a minute into the second period, Silfverberg gets the Ducks tied up with just a little tip in from right in front of the net. He's actually sitting in the crease, and he just taps it in. Rickard Rakell just buried there in the right corner. He just throws it on net. Best thing you can do. Any shot is a good shot. You never know what's going to happen. And Silfverberg was right there and just tipped it in. But that tie game didn't last for too long because Nashville got on the board shortly later on kind of what-the-hell moment by Jakob Silfverberg, one of his first of the postseason. Silf skated down the right side and tried to feed a drop pass to center to Ryan Getzlaf. Arvidsson took full advantage of it, driving the puck all the way down the ice, around the net, to a trailing James Neal, who picked up a rebound attempt and just tapped it right in, and Nashville again back up 3-2. So yet again, John Gibson with just another what-in-the-hell moment. Something I'm going to touch on here in a few, so just stay tuned for that. In the meantime, though, the Ducks started to mount a charge again, and it didn't take long before they got back up on the board. A beautiful play from Getzlaf along the right board. He allowed a puck to go through him up to Manson on the right point. D-to-D pass over to Theodore, who puts it on net. And then Pecorine makes the initial save with a little bit of traffic front. Kase sees the puck to Pecorine's left, and he just turns around and whips it right in, hits Rene under the pad, and starts slowly going across the red line. and fortunately enough, by just an ass hair, it crossed the line, and the Ducks tie the game 3-3. A huge goal for Kasha, who, honestly, he's been very underrated so far in the postseason. He hasn't drawn into all the games, of course, but when he has, he's been effective, and honestly, I can't say he's had a bad game. He's great on the forecheck, he's got speed, he's got adrenaline, he wants to play. And that's all you want to see from your guys out there. You want to see their passion, you want to see them wanting it. And then shortly after that, Montour leading the rush, still in the Anaheim zone, feeds a pass up to center to Getzlaf, who just barely taps it to redirect it to Richie on the left side. He carries it through, nobody on him, and just rips it from just above the dot. And Pecorino he just totally did not see it coming, and it goes up and over his shoulder, and we're up 4-3. All right, just think of that right now. We were down 2-0 in the first 10 minutes of the game, and now we're up 4-3. I do not, for the love of God, want to bank on the Ducks coming back in every single game, because eventually that will run out. There is a lot of luck that goes into that. Obviously, we need a full 60-minute effort, but I would feel a lot more comfortable if the Ducks could actually score some early goals and, keep our heart rates down a little bit. The third period, however, was pretty bland, honestly. Both teams had some really solid chances. Pecorino and Job Gibson both making some huge saves. The play of the game, though, with 5:45 left in the third, Nashville wins a faceoff in the Anaheim zone, and the defenseman on the right point just puts it on net with traffic everywhere. Josh Manson and Ryan Kesler getting in front and just sacrificing the body. Just perfect. That's exactly what you want to see from your players out there. Just laying it all out on the line, knowing that this game is a must-win, and they're going to do everything imaginable to make sure it happens. But I can't give enough credit to John Gibson during that entire sequence. He held his composure. He was just laying down on his side, putting his glove up, just trying to take up as much space as possible. And then on the other side, you have Kesler and Manson both realizing what Gibson's doing into the position he's in, and they step up and they make the blocks. They get in front of every shot. They take those hits. But after that play, I felt like the game was over. I knew the Ducks would pull it off after that, because that really took some guts. The Ducks really dug down deep there for that one. And then in the final minute of play, Antoine Vermette gets an empty netter to pretty much just lock it up. 5-3, Ducks win. And we're all tied up at 1, headed back to Nashville. So many great things, though, in Game 2, honestly. Kasha played a great game. Silfverberg and Getzlaf are doing their normal thing. Silfverberg picking up his 9th goal of the postseason, now surpassing Ryan Getzlaf in that. We also got 6 points from the defense. Fowler with 2 points, Manson with a point, Vatanen with his power play goal, Montour and Shea both with assists as well. Great to see all-around offense being generated from everyone on the ice. And also John Gibson. Say what you want about Gibson in the first period and those first 3 goals. Honestly, there's not much you can really say to defend 2 of those. But Gibby stepped up. After that, he turned it around. He made some grade A saves. But I think we can all agree that the best part of Game 2 was clearly the battle of the Ryans between Ryan Kesler and Ryan Johansson. Right from the start, and you can even go back to warm-ups, Kesler and Johansson were going back and forth, just, messing around. But it fully started at the drop of the puck, with the 2 of them were just clashing heads there. And the ref had to drop the puck a second time for the opening faceoff of the game. Honestly, how often does that actually happen? Kesler and Johansson, from start to finish, could not be separated. The cheap shots from both sides. I'm not going to sit here and say Ryan Kesler is a saint. Both sides are clearly throwing hits at each other. Elbows, spears, everything you can imagine. But it's insanely fun to watch. And Ryan Kesler is totally in Johansson's head now. Reading the article on Johansson and how he's complaining about Kesler and saying, how can people actually cheer for this guy? The greatest thing ever. You never say that. You never say that about the opposing players. Why don't you just talk about your own game? That's only going to fuel the fire, and that's only going to make the troll known as Ryan Kesler have even more power and know that he is in there and he's fully going to dominate you in this series. Unless Johansson seriously thinks really highly of himself, but honestly, not many do actually succeed against Ryan Kesler. But I will give Johansson credit. He got a goal and he got an assist. So it's not like he's just sitting there silent doing nothing. He's actually backing up his talk a bit. So something that seriously does need to change, though, going into Game 3 in Nashville, because there is no way in hell that we're going to survive this if it happens again, and that is the opening first period. If the Ducks come out sloppy like they have the past 2 games in the first period, they will lose. There's only so much you can give the opposition before it finally bites you in the ass. And going into Nashville, say whatever you want about Nashville, that place is tough to play in. They haven't lost there so far in the postseason. Granted, they haven't had many games because they've been closing out series early, but they are a very tough opponent, and that is a very tough arena to play in. And then I just got to state it again. Kasha, honestly, he was my top star of the game. Spoilers! He was everywhere on the ice. He finally got rewarded with his first postseason goal. It was great to see. I really want more from him. I know he's capable of a lot more as well, so I'm really looking forward to seeing what else he brings to the table in this series and hopefully beyond into the next series. So now on to my 3 stars of the game. Number 3, I'm going with Ryan Johansson of the Nashville Predators, who picked up 2 points, including the first goal of the game. Johansson played a great game. Honestly, Kessler did everything he could against him, and he succeeded. But Johansson, give him credit. He's a great player, and he took advantage of a couple of opportunities, and he made the Ducks pay. And my second star of the game goes to the captain. Ryan Getzlaf picked up 3 points on the night, 3 assists, and honestly, he has been so damn good. I'm so happy to have Ryan Getzlaf on my team now. If you would have told me this 2 years ago that I'd be saying that, I would have called you a goddamn liar. And then the underdog with the top star of the game, Kasha picks it up, scoring his first postseason goal of his career, and just honestly an overall fantastic game. He was everywhere on the ice. He was great on the forecheck. He was great in the offensive zone. Just honestly, I want to see more of that. Hopefully, Randy gives him a couple more minutes in Game 3 because I really liked what I saw from him. All right, so I want to hear from you guys. What were your thoughts on Game 2? Leave a comment down below with what you liked, what you didn't like, and what you want to see change going into Game 3. Game 3 is on Tuesday night in Nashville. Be on the lookout for my recap video coming out on Wednesday. And again, like the video, subscribe if you guys really like it. And honestly, I can't thank you guys enough for this. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for helping the channel grow. I'll see you guys next time.